Recently, like just this week, a good friend of mine just announced that she is taking herself off of Facebook, like deleting her account. And I gave her a high five. I'm so happy for her, but it made me think, because only last month, another really close friend of mine announced that she is getting rid of her smartphone. Bold, I know. She's gonna keep her computer, but she's getting rid of her smartphone, and she's just gonna have a flip phone so that when she's at her desk, she's at her desk, and when she's out, she's not. It's just making me think, because we're all here, writers especially, dealing with the leaking, dissolving focus. And everyone I know is managing this somehow, their distraction, and Facebook's a part of that. And I've just been thinking about it a lot. Years ago, I read this book that I want to share with you. You may have read it already, called The Shallows by Nicholas Carr. And I actually read this, like, I don't know now, like 4 years ago. I went to a cabin where there was no Wi-Fi, and I read this book because I had started to feel like my attention was, my focus, my ability to focus on long passages, reading for long stretches, just my ability to focus just seemed like it was coming down around me, and read this book to help understand what was happening to my brain with all of the emails, and especially what's happening in social media and what it's doing to me. It feels like this is becoming more and more acute. This problem is becoming more acute and more important to me anyway, in recent years and recent months especially. So I've looked at this before, and I've changed the way that our school has communicated before. I thought about it for a long time, and then told my team, Trish works a lot on the social media side of things, and I told her not to post anything on our Facebook page for the school unless it inspires writers to get off their computer. And I still feel that way. But I've just been thinking lately that with everything else going on, with the, I don't even have to tell you, I don't even want to use the word clickbait, but with everything that's happening, and you see it, if you're on Facebook, you see what I'm talking about. It's just constant and hard to escape. I started to think that the best way to help writers get off the internet is to be the change that you want to see. So what we did a little while ago was start a new Facebook group. It's open to everyone, and it's a place where discussions can happen. It's a place where actual connections between writers are happening. And it's called Write What You Want to Read, and I invite you to join if you're not there already. And we just decided recently that we're going to actually spend most of our time there. That's where we're going to be hanging out as a school. It's where I'm going to be hanging out when I'm on Facebook, and we're going to use our like page not for articles and content that inspires you to get off the internet. I think we're just going to hang out in the place where conversations are actually happening, in the Write What You Want to Read group. And our like page, we will still post bulletins there, announcements, our contests, classes that are opening, any offering that we have. We will still use it for news and events and announcements, but we're really going to be hanging out where the conversations are happening. And so to that end, I really, really do invite you to join the Write What You Want to Read group. If you're a writer and you are not antisocial, but also looking for ways to protect your mind and protect your brain, the tool that you use for your work. As a writer, as someone who observes the world, as someone who wants to be awake in the world and experience deep noticing and make time and space for the kind of reflection that deep writing requires, I encourage you to just experiment with limiting your Facebook time and see what happens as a result. See if you replaced the time that you spent reading articles online with reading books during the day, And when you interact, or when you are on Facebook, I really encourage you to interact with the remarkable students, the remarkable writers and humans who are in our group, the Write What You Want to Read group. Also, because I'm a writer too, and I know what it's like to join groups. I'm not really a joiner, and on Facebook I'm really not much of a joiner. I try, I push myself, but I know that it can be uncomfortable to make the first move in a group that you join. Really encourage you to try it in the Write What You Want to Read group. It's not the social media, the medium of Facebook is not the connection. That's not where the connection lives. It's just a tool that creates possible connections. It's not even really what Facebook is about. We all kind of know now Facebook is really about advertising and marketing and all of that stuff. But it is where we all are, and it is how we are connecting right now. So if any of what I'm saying is making sense to you, join the group where we are all hanging out and stick your neck out. Make the first move. Introduce yourself to someone. Introduce yourself to the group. Find a writing buddy. These are your people. And I know it's a little uncomfortable and vulnerable to do so, but I think you'll get a lot out of it. And most importantly, you'll find the thing that social media is promising all of us, which is connection. So that's that. I encourage you to do that. What else is on my list of notes that I wanted to tell you? I just hope that you're making time for your writing this month and time for your reading. And I wanted to share some of the things that I was reading. And I read an article about, a time spent. It's just about this stuff, about our concentration sort of dissolving, and how different people are managing it and dealing with it and approaches. And one person, I read recently, one person is just promising herself 1 hour of reading a day in the morning before turning on the computer or anything else. You might already be doing this. I do that. I am already doing that, but it just sort of, reignited my fervor to be reading, uninterrupted reading time, and to give myself permission for uninterrupted reading time for like an hour in the morning every day. Sometimes it's hard for me to give myself that because there's so much to do, and the phone rings and the inbox, all the rest of it. So I'm just here giving you permission to read every day for at least an hour a day. And another book that you might like is Overwhelmed by Bridget Schultz. It's a little bit intense to read, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. I also recommend reading that when you have a lot more white space, like if you're going away somewhere. If you're lucky enough to go away somewhere this month, that would be a good one to bring when you're not already inundated with normal things, because it is about being overwhelmed. But there's some great stuff in there. The Shallows by Nicholas Carr, which I showed you already. I am loving this collection. I may have told you about it already. Junot Diaz's Best American Short Story. He edited the one for 2016. I'm going through the stories one by one in the morning, and they are fantastic. It's a really great anthology that he put together. And this is my novel of the summer. Well, my novel of August so far. Carson McCullers. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Never read it before. I'm reading it now, and the language is, it's beautiful. So those are my recommendations. When those books are finished, well, the other two I'm not actually reading. Those, the one Overwhelmed and The Shallows, I just wanted you to know about in case you didn't. But the other two, The Stories and The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, when those are finished, I don't actually have anything lined up next. So I welcome your reading recommendations, please. I want to know what you're reading this summer and why. And if you would be so kind to share that with me, I would love that. Just send me a note. I think you can reply to this email if this video ends up being in an email. And that's about it. I hope you have a fantastic end of summer. Just enjoy everything and create the space that you need, and do not apologize for it. And I'll see you in the Write What You Want to Read Facebook group, where we're all hanging out right now, helping each other get off Facebook. Talk to you soon.